Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 13th of February going through until Sunday the 19th of February 2023. Thanks for joining me outside today. I thought I'd have a change of scenery. I'm going to go through each day this week to see what the planets are doing. The point of these horoscopes is to see how the planets interact with each other, what energy that creates, and how that then influences all of us down here on planet Earth. And when I was looking at this week earlier, I noticed that there's a real sense of order and structure associated with this week, or it's the thread that runs through the entire week. So if you're trying to get into a rhythm of things, if you're trying to take things at a, consistent and manageable pace, one thing after the next, this is a good week to kind of get into that kind of rhythm. The two things that are very different are Wednesday and the weekend. Those are very much about romance and new relationships. It's about spiritual connection, love, and connection in general. So let's have a look then what's happening. Monday the 13th of February, we've got the moon in Scorpio. So the moon in Scorpio is very intuitive. It's very much focused on healing, creativity, music, connecting with other people, and getting to the root cause of things by using the intuition. And it squares Saturn and the Sun in Aquarius. That's really interesting what Saturn and the Sun are doing this week. First of all, the Sun, if I'm looking at your birth chart, the Sun is what you're striving towards on a conscious level. It's who you want to be, right? And the Sun in Aquarius in this kind of horoscope represents the energy that's going to make you feel most empowered, and that's going to create a great sense of interest. So you feel drawn to something because it feels like there's something valuable and amazing there, right? Saturn is about scrutiny and structure. It's about restriction. And that is very close. It sits on top of the Sun this week. So to me, that says that the identity may feel somewhat scrutinized and you may feel under a lot of pressure. So if we combine that then with the square of the Scorpio moon, which is very much in its feelings, you may get a little bit irritated if people are telling you what to do or they're putting undue pressure on you to get a certain outcome. I feel that's something to avoid. The Scorpio moon also trines Venus and Neptune in Pisces. Those two also sit closely on top of each other this week, which is amazing because Venus is the planet of love, beauty, creativity, and Neptune is the higher octave of that. Neptune is love on a global level, and both of them are in Pisces, so there's a real love for anything that does make you feel connected or secure on an emotional level. It's great for spiritual breakthroughs. Neptune rules Pisces, so the intuition is at full force. So the trine with the Scorpio moon again allows you to do great inner work, spiritual work, creative work, healing work. The Scorpio moon finally sextiles Pluto and Capricorn, so you can even get creative about your circumstances, about changes you want to make. And it's also great for physical healing because Pluto rules Scorpio. We've got both of them connecting. Pluto's in Capricorn, Earth sign, and the Scorpio moon, it allows you to really make changes on a physical, emotional level. So if you work as a healer or as an intuitive, it's a fabulous day for all of that. So overall on Monday, you're very much in touch with your feelings and you can do amazing creative work as well as spiritual work. So really the key thing to look at is change. I think you feel warm towards change. It's not something that's scary. In fact, it's something that you may long for. Listen to your feelings, and the thing to avoid is to get distracted by the demands or challenges presented to you by other people. And there's not much good that comes out of that conflict. So try and focus on the work that's kind of based in the element of water, healing, creativity, music. That's where you can make the most progress on Monday. Tuesday the 14th, Valentine's Day. We've got the moon going into Sagittarius at 2:31 in the morning. So that's a very different vibe. The moon in Sagittarius is about what's next. What do I care about? How can I set goals? How can I gallop towards those goals and strengthen myself? The Sagittarius moon then opposes Mars in Gemini. So Mars enters the chat here for the first time. Mars is the red planet of drive, desire. It's really what you have to have. It's ambition, it's masculinity. And in Gemini, it's very focused on finding solutions to problems. Like, I can do this. It's very encouraged. And the opposition with the Sagittarius moon is fabulous because now we've got so much more energy that's about what is next and how can I use my strengths to create something good here. The Sagittarius moon also trines Chiron and Jupiter in Aries. Chiron is the wounded healer. Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. So anything that you do independently, based on your desires, your feelings, is very likely to go in your favor and even feel healing in many ways. That's so funny. Getting my way is healing to me. Okay, so that statement may not feel so foreign this week. The Sagittarius moon also sextiles Mercury in Aquarius, and it quincunxes Uranus in Taurus. So that's great because you're able to communicate well with others, make sense of things, and you're also able to manage change very well. Yeah. So it doesn't feel very Valentine-y to me, Tuesday the 14th. I think it's much more about having these personal outward experiences, so traveling and learning, but doing something for myself basically. All those things, traveling, starting a new business, making a solid decision, those will feel easy and super satisfying. Learning, study, analysis and communication are also supported on Tuesday. So you can structure things well on an intellectual level, and that then obviously it spills over on a practical level. But the gift of Tuesday is that you're crystal clear about what's going on, what you want. There's not a lot of self-doubt here at all. On Wednesday, I've got up really early to do this horoscope outside before it gets busy. That's why I look so great. But it's starting to get a bit busier, so I'm gonna get a move on. Wednesday the 15th of February, we've got Venus in Pisces conjuncting Neptune in Pisces. So now the two planets I spoke about earlier, creativity and love on a personal level as well as on a global level, they meet and romance really comes in. And well, romance I think is a bit of a trite way to put it. It's a sense of I am loved, and how can I manifest that experience via people or places or, well, I suppose things that you love. It's really just getting in touch with that energy and then being able to bring it about in a real world sense. The Sagittarius moon squares Venus and Neptune in Pisces, which I love because it's like, what spiritual adventure am I going to go on? I'm really excited. And it sextiles the Sun and Saturn in Aquarius. So again, the emotional, spiritual side of things feels like, oh my God, I'm going on a new trip. But the Sun and Saturn in Aquarius, yes, I can analyze and inform myself, but again, there's still this weird pressure that I'm being scrutinized somehow or being put under pressure. I really feel, one, it's important to acknowledge that may cause some anxiety or restlessness, and then second of all, not to try and not let it distract you or influence you too much. So Wednesday feels much more like Valentine's Day with the love and connection and romance brought by Venus and Neptune. There is the potential to make amazing memories on this day. And I get that via Sagittarius and Venus and Neptune. Venus and Neptune to me are like a dream, and Sagittarius is the adventurer. So it's like taking an adventure into your own dreamscape and just having these amazing experiences. Working with big corporations or institutions on Wednesday, that may feel a little imposing and possibly even bleak. So if you can avoid that, if you have the luxury of that, try and schedule things that you're avoiding, like for instance, big board meetings or interviews on Wednesday. Thursday, the 16th of February, we've got the moon going into Capricorn at 6 in the morning, which I love. 6 in the morning on the dot, that is so Capricorn. Capricorn is work, this is effective, this is not effective. It's black and white thinking. It's kind of like, let's get things done and let's be productive, right? So it appears right on the dot at 6 in the morning, which is a pretty industrious time of day anyway. So with the moon now going into this earth sign, you're going to feel very grounded and focused on your work. The Sun in Aquarius conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. So the affinity for information, but still I feel a little bit pressured. The Capricorn moon squares Chiron and Jupiter in Aries. So working on your own thing is really something that is important and that will feel very satisfying. It trines Uranus in Taurus and it quincunxes Mars in Gemini. So you're able to really restructure things, and anything that has been untoward or unplanned or that's thrown you for a loop, you're able to get it back under control. Uranus in Taurus can be chaos, and Mars in Gemini is solutions. At least that's how I'm reading it on this day. And then you combine it with the industrious nature of Capricorn, you can really solve most problems on Thursday. So that's the plus, the benefit, to try and resolve things in an intellectual and practical sense. But the thing to watch out for on Thursday is that you don't overdo it, and that you don't become overly controlling and rigid. So yes, you can make huge amounts of progress on Thursday, especially in your working life, but it's also important to share your ideas with others and not to isolate yourself on this day for the best results. So what I've put on here is, too many cooks in the kitchen on Thursday is a good thing. Yeah. I'm just thinking that is a very noisy bird. Okay. Friday the 17th of February. We've got the Capricorn moon forming a conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn, so I want to work to make changes happen in my life. That excites me, it makes me happy. It trines Uranus in Taurus. Wow, it's like I am change, okay? It's like I am the wave. Yeah, so that's also what I'm feeling, a real force of will and character now. It sextiles Venus and Neptune in Pisces, which softens things a bit, which also, again, because your spiritual life is so rich and rewarding at the moment. And then it quincunxes Mars in Gemini, still this ability to analyze, to problem solve, to make sense of. Mercury in Aquarius sextiles Jupiter in Aries. So that's amazing, because I want to educate myself. I want to look at the details of what I'm planning for myself, and I want to get the action steps down. I want to, like a storyboard, I want to plan this all out so I know where I'm at and I feel like I'm going in the right direction. There's a real sense of resolve here on Friday. So the sense I get is that you're really, really willing to roll up your sleeves on Friday, and will be super prolific and effective in your work, but also working on the structure of your life. And with that said, it could even be working with physical things on this day is going to be very effective. So if you have to do a lot of work, please do it on Friday. You're just going to be so hard working. So because of all of that, I think Friday is the day to pile it on and to get things knocked out. Creatively, you may be inspired, and there could be a tendency, though, at the same time to blow things out of proportion. So try and maintain an objective point of view and avoid things that can potentially create hysteria, right? So things like gossip and engaging with untruths and anything where you could get emotionally outraged about something, because that's really what I feel the problem is with Friday, that you could take things way too seriously and just take it to, just run with it. And it's like, that was the last time. That was the worst insult of my life. That kind of over-the-topness. Saturday, the 18th of February, we've got the moon going into Aquarius at 6:35 in the morning. So this is great because it's all about information now, but it also aligns you with Saturn in Aquarius and the Sun in Aquarius. So I feel the pressure and the sense of I'm being pushed here. I feel that goes away significantly on Saturday. So Aquarius is teaching, it's communication, it's ideas, it's information technology, it's the internet, it's astrology, it's any kind of structure that involves information that you can use to be of service to other people. So the question I'm getting is, what structures are you working with that you can use as that kind of system to make a positive contribution? The Sun goes into Pisces at 11:34 in the evening. So the Sun shifting into Pisces makes you very, very aligned with what comes next in a spiritual sense. It's about connection, it's about music, and it's about enjoying the simple pleasures in life, particularly the ones that connect you with people or spiritually or whatever it may be. So I always feel the Sun in Pisces is a great kind of, it has a certain poetry to it. The Aquarius moon conjuncts Mercury in Aquarius. It squares Uranus in Taurus, trines Mars in Gemini, and sextiles Chiron and Jupiter in Aries. So the thing about that is figuring things out on this day is really something that you can do easily. And anything that kind of clicks in your mind on Saturday, pay attention to. There's something there. Overall, I feel Saturday is a fabulous day for romantic relationships. Again, anything that allows you to connect. And I've put down that the whole day with all those planets combined to make the day feel like a charming stroll on the beach. If that seems charming to you, it does to me. So on Saturday, you're incredibly confident and will always put your best foot forward. You're informed, you're willing, you're intuitively connected. It just, things work really nicely together. So plan first time meetings with people if possible, because you're just so charming and self-contained as such. You're really like at 100% on Saturday. Communication, learning, getting your point across, dealing with change, finding a better alternative, bringing motivation and enthusiasm to the whole situation. You're just like, Saturdays, we can all be the kind of person we all want around. Someone who is amazing. Yeah, and someone who makes a positive contribution, right? Sunday, the 19th of February, we've got the Aquarius moon conjuncting Saturn in Aquarius, so now they meet in earnest. A conjunction is when two planets sit on top of each other. And I feel the sense of scrutiny is still there, but it's softened because we have the Aquarius moon going into next week when the moon changes sign and goes into Pisces. I think that sense of what are the powers that be thinking about what I'm doing, and what am I trying to say with that? In fact, what I'm saying with that is try not to do other people's thinking for them. Try not to let yourself be censored, unduly influenced by anyone or anything. The reward or the gift of this week is the riches of your inner worlds and how you can express those. So the Aquarius moon conjunct Saturn in Aquarius and the Sun in Pisces. It squares Uranus in Taurus and it trines Mars in Gemini. Wow, so you're still like Mr. Problem Solver here. It's amazing. The Sun in Pisces connects you spiritually, so your intuition will feed into anything you're trying to do and give you answers. Uranus in Taurus, you're very willing to adapt and be flexible. And then Mars in Gemini is like a computer saying, okay, this is the info and here's the answer you were looking for. It's very informed. Venus in Pisces sextiles Pluto in Capricorn, so that will make you aligned with real action, making real changes happen on this day in a practical sense. And the Pisces, and doing creative work, obviously. The Pisces moon conjuncts the Sun in Pisces for the new moon in Pisces on the next day. So they're kind of ramping up to create a new moon, which happens in my time zone on Monday, the 20th of February, I think around 6 in the morning. I'll have to double check. And I'll make a separate video on that and give more information on the new moon, because I feel that new moons and full moons are really great opportunities for change and completion of cycles and the beginning of new ones. So overall on Sunday, it's still a wonderfully romantic time, despite all the analytical giftedness and problem solving. It's very much about creating wonderful new relationships. Because we've got the Earth connection via Uranus and Taurus and Pluto and Capricorn sitting with sextiling Venus and Pisces, I think it's a great day specifically for designers, landscape architects, people who work with Feng Shui, anyone working creatively or spiritually in an earthy way. So crystals, crystal grids, sacred geometry. If you're into any of those things, I think that this day will be massively inspired. You'll get major new ideas and messages from those things. Also supported as spiritual breakthroughs. So if you have a new meditation technique that you haven't tried out yet, try it out on this day. It'll work really nicely. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I get for you this week. I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. And I hope the sound wasn't too bad. I figured a little bit of noise is better than and being outside is worth it today. So I'm sorry if you disagree. I hope you do agree. I hope you have a wonderful week here. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. I use all four of those things to give you answers to questions you may have, to look at the best way to move ahead, what areas are supported, which aren't supported. If you have any questions about your strengths, weaknesses, specifics like relationships, compatibility with a partner, what's coming up in future, finances, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Hope you have a wonderful week. Check out my daily tarot readings, and keep an eye out for the video on the new moon in Pisces. I'll make that over the next few days. Have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.